And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast, weekly the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we whip up in the kitchen. You smell what the elk is cooking? What would elk cook? Let's not think about that. Hey, I'm Vin.
I've eaten elk, so...
You monster. Was it a reindeer elk?
Yes.
Lovely. Take that, Santa. We'll be talking about something that might be showing up for the holidays. Stay tuned for that. But I've been
not
Jordan.
Santa.
It could be, man. Gaben Claus could show up, and together with you, Chef Ram Dynamic,
do Home Invasion,
helping us form Cocaine Voltron Home Invasion Gaben. They would probably
is that like Pump Action Captain Home Invasion Gaben?
I mean, it could be, man. It could be.
I could see like the next Valve game just being like, can Gabe sneak into your house?
Long as it has some element of dating simulator in it. You got to romance. Gaben's going to romance yachts.
Well, no, you got to romance the house. That's how you get in.
Is it like a GLaDOS house? Do you think that could be a thing?
Maybe there's one. That might be a little, I don't know. My brain immediately goes to that's kind of incestuous, what with like Gaben being somewhat paternal to GLaDOS.
I don't know, man. Like, listen, this is like second robot twice removed, dude. Come on, it's not really that bad.
Listen, as long as the house gets stuck in the washing machine, it's fine, right?
Right. People have been playing around with a bunch of stuff. Like, actually, when you got up, I got a curveball thrown at me. We got a little bit to talk about. We're going to kind of run through it tonight because I got to immediately go back and re-record something because they threw a wrench in my plans and I've already refilmed it. And it's something I'm trying to get out at the end of the month. Stay tuned for that because it's going to have a twist ending to an Interfacing Linux video I'm working on. But we talked a lot about Hollow Knight Silksong in the pre-show, just more about like playing bosses, games, scope, and stuff like that. I've been playing around. It's still not out yet, but the Qualcomm QCS 6490 powered Dragon Q6A that Razda sent me. And it's only got 6 gigs of RAM on it, so I can't really get Steam up and running emulated on the ARM device. But I got to thinking, man, maybe I could get Hollow Knight running on it. And I did. Posted a picture of that on the social medias, and it's actually running good. And I mean, this is faster than a Rockchip 3588, but it's made by Qualcomm. And I was like, all right, sure. I'll try it out. Yeah, it'll do 60 FPS at whatever resolution that was, but it would probably do it at 1080p as well. I
remember a lot of like the initial work on getting games running using FX or like Box86 and ARM and like ARM SBCs was with like Hollow Knight. So I would imagine that like and they got that running pretty well. So like I wouldn't imagine like Silksong is that different in terms of like code execution. I'd imagine that it would
probably not code execution. It's more like how compatible is the Qualcomm stack going to be with the Mesa, and bringing up like you'll notice I'm running an OpenGL, not Vulkan, and I had to put a couple of hacks in there. I put that in the forums too, like all the stuff I did to get it up and running. But it ran reasonably well, and but yeah, here's something I learned, man. Silksong is tied to. It's got its own form of Steam DRM. If you just try to launch it by itself, it's going to launch Steam. It's got a Steam check in it, which kind of caught me off guard. That's why I was talking about like 6 gigs. I'm like, I can run the game, run the desktop, run the game, but I can't run the game, run the desktop, and Steam. Then I run out. Then it starts hitting swap. Anyway, you can get Silksong DRM free at GOG, as I learned today. Go pick it up, and you can do the slowest Ryan unpacker that I've ever witnessed.
Mojo setup?
Dude, it was just an SH and I ran it, and to decompress, I think it was like 2.7 gigs into like 6 gigs, really good compression ratio, mind you. But it probably took 10 minutes for that thing to decompress, dude. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's really all I got, man. I'm part of the YouTube educational. Did you ever encounter this? Maybe you even know about it. YouTube license, there's a player that you can get for school systems and higher education universities that YouTube will license to them, where it's just educational videos, no commercials or anything like that. You know, EduTube. Did you ever encounter that when you were in school?
No, I don't.
No.
No, I think this would have to be like a pretty recent thing.
It's been out a while. I had to do some research on it because
I mean, it's been 10 years since.
Well, yeah, right. Relatively, it's like a week ago.
Yeah.
We got to look at it like that, man. So, yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I'd never thought about it because guess what? It's been a minute since we've been in school, and but it is shown. There's no ads on it like that. And the only reason I know about it is because like YouTube's like, yo, you make educational content. We would like to add your interfacing Linux stuff to the selection for universities and K-12. So would you be down for that? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Got to bring back the Pedro sock puppets for going for children's education.
We just do like straight up, yeah. Kids are just like, all right, fine. Yeah, that's all I got, man. What you been up to?
Oh, well, for the most, I brought this up in the pre super shows, and I'll repeat this for these lovely people watching us here. Yeah, I was watching Jesse Cox play the new Final Fantasy Tactics remaster game.
I know, dude, and I was like, oh yeah, I understand how that game's played, and I was like, no, you don't.
No, because I don't fucking understand how that game's played, it turns out. Yeah, no, I'm watching him play this, and I'm like, God damn, this guy's fucking sucking. And that's how I ended up paying $60 for the new Final Fantasy Tactics remaster. I am enjoying it. It is very much a PlayStation game, though.
I have to assume it runs pretty well on Steam Deck, though, right?
It runs great on this. So there's a few weird performance things where like sometimes it will just fucking hang. And I think what it might be is like, because I have the what do you call it? Like the daylight redshift thing on, where it like sucks the red out of the display after like a certain time. So I think what happens is like when that happens, the game just eats shit, or like any sort of like outside the game system change, and the game will just like freeze and like for several seconds and then pick up and
back
go.
in.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen enough that it's like interrupting, but it's just like, what's going on here? This is a PlayStation game.
You gotta imagine in like, far as like a game that's going to do that, a turn-based game.
Yeah,
probably your best bet.
Yeah, the voice acting that was the new addition here. It's very very stage play. I quite like it. It's like very Richard III. The other thing that happened this week was apparently now the children, they've had it with Windows 11. They don't want it.
Is it not cool? Are they going back to Windows 8 or Windows 10?
No. The kid installed Fedora yesterday.
By himself?
By himself. He said, fuck it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, because it turns, I'm like, okay, well, let's, but because he was asking me about it before.
Talk him into doing Arch, though?
So, I brought it up because he's a competitive archer, and I'm like, you should have used Arch Linux because you're an archer.
I would have went the other way because like then you could. He's like, so I broke. He was like, I have no idea. I don't run Arch.
So he had asked me about it a few weeks ago. So apparently, the tech classes in high school have them like installing Linux on computers now. So
nice.
That's neat. So they installed Mint and Fedora. So I'm like, okay, well, if you used Mint. Then we'll just set you up on Mint. There's no point in like making you learn a completely different thing. I went over we've had this rant a bunch of times. It's like there's no point in distro hopping. It's all the same fucking software. Don't worry about it. But he ended up picking Fedora. He was like, there's this other one I want to try called CatchyOS. I'm like, how the fuck do you know about CatchyOS? What the hell is going on?
Who are you?
Yeah, like. So apparently CatchyOS is Kakios. It's making waves outside of our sphere. It's the new, back in the day it was Mint, and now it's the new, all the different ones that we've covered over the years that were the latest and greatest. Solus,
Clear Linux, Solus, whatever the flavor of the month is.
Manjaro was it for a while. I guess CatchyOS is kind of unseated. But yeah, anyways, no. I'm like, hey, here's ProtonDB. Make sure that all your games run under Proton or have a native version, and they do. So yeah, because he plays like Paradox Interactive games, which all have like fucking native versions, and the other game that he doesn't play, or he plays World of Tanks, has a Linux native version, and yeah. So and he's not on the Roblox anymore. So yeah, that was interesting. Also, because he does a lot of like musical shit. Gonna like show him how to like set up Pipewire for like recording and like Ardor and shit because he wants to like record music. So
I would suggest Reaper.
Or yeah, Reaper. Reaper was the one that I suggested to him. I just said Ardor because I'm looking at Ardor.
And the only reason like this isn't like trying to pick a fight, it's just that interoperability between like other people that he'll be working with.
Yeah, Reaper is more common.
Yeah, like no, that's cool, man. That's wild. I was really impressed for like one of the mini PCs I was playing around with, doing some testing on. You can install Steam just from like a just straight Ubuntu install with Firefox with just clicking.
Mm-hmm.
It genuinely was like, oh, just download the Steam deb from the website and went to Steam. Did that, click that. It opened up the package installer. I clicked it. And of course, Ubuntu was like, this is not a snap. It might be dangerous. I'm like, you got that backwards, homie. And it just installed and that was done. It did the installer. And I'm like, hey, look, Steam's on the desktop. So,
yeah,
come a long ways, man.
Yeah. Well, so easy a kid can do it. The children, they yearn for the Linuxes.
That's wild. Is it?
I did not have anything to do with this decision at all, as far as I'm aware, beyond just like, being a cool Linux user at home.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, look at the role model, but like
running Linux, shit's not working half the time. Okay, we got to make sure though, man, it can't get too popular because then we're gonna have to like, we can't be an edgelord if everybody's running it. We'll have to go back to Windows 7.
Well, remember Eternal September? Welcome to Eternal September, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that's cool. That's cool because like it gets people playing around with stuff like.
Yeah, people are pissed off enough at like having to give up Windows 10 that they're just fucking installing Linux now. Like,
I think it is a lot with Microsoft squeezing that last salvo. I think Microsoft has probably got the numbers and realizing like the desktop people are going down and down. And it's like we got to get as much in and shove as many ads in there, as much tracking. Something they did this week made the news with like when they closed another loophole. So there's lesser ways to install Windows 11 without being forced to create a Microsoft account.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't set it up with the local account. Yeah. Like, there was another story I read. It was a blog post someone put up a while ago about how like the cloud account interacted with like a Samsung promotion in a weird way that basically locked them out of their Windows PC because it synced all their files from their cloud account to the PC when you logged in with your like OneDrive account, and then once the drive is full, you can't log in and it doesn't tell you the drive is full.
Here's what I want to know from people at home though, because I know some of you are listening right now. A couple of you are even watching. Hi, YouTube, LinuxGameCast. What's keeping you off Linux now that you can't, because for 15 years it was gaming, can't play my games.
And there are some games, sure, if you want the latest Battlefield or Valorant or whatever, but there's like legitimately 6 games. Yeah. Well, what is it? And like there's no wrong answer here. Nobody like me and Jordan are not going to give you any type of smack, man. How dare that be the reason? Yeah,
I'm like legitimately curious. You were like, well, this and this, or just like I'm just going to deal with it. You're like Windows 11 and like I don't care as long as it boots. I don't know. I have my info.
Well, sometimes it won't. I think that's the problem. Is that
I don't know. I've not touched Windows 11. I'm sure at some point I'll end up with it in a VM for whatever god awful reason to try to do something. But yeah, man. Yeah. See, all right. So backup NTFS holding me.
Yeah. You don't want to try the NTFS to ext4 conversion utility that works flawlessly every time.
Jordan, I will have you know it's perfectly safe to read and write NTFS volumes from Linux. Nothing ever goes wrong there.
These days, yes, but like
no, it will still fuck you.
Really,
it will still fuck you. I have this conversation more than once, and I've seen it take place even in our Discord more than once. Of just you're like, don't run your games off NTFS. Just
running games off of NTFS. I'm talking about like I was talking about just like accessing shit off of it, like using it as a storage drive and like pulling in like. Not well. If he's talking about backups, like maybe their game's backups.
Maybe like I wouldn't trust those backups at a point, man. Like I would trust it enough to like get them off. But yeah, each to their own. Like rock and roll with it. Let's go ahead and back that horse up, though, man.
back that horse into the toaster, hit that plunger down. What setting do you put your toaster on? I usually put it. I like a crispy toast.
Right,
I like crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Let me tell you what my setting for, because like piece of toast, 2 pieces of toast ain't worth my time, Jordan. I need at least 5 to 6 pieces of toast. So the setting for my toaster is broil.
Fair enough.
Slide it in the oven. Just like I do with a horse.
Slide that horse in, baby. It's the steam. Yeah. Guys, you take it.
All right. Check it out. Little bit late breaking news, man, but I wanted to go ahead and throw it in. Valve's next headset reportedly enters mass production.
Oh my God.
I know, man. What are we talking about? Apparently they, according to XR Research Institute, they had done a little digging around, crunching the data number bits. They've spun up and started to produce about 500,000 of them. Like, oh, that's cool. For December. Like, wait, what? What? That's like 2 months from now, man. So that is a metric fuck ton when you think about just VR headsets, man, because they run the number, like, we're expecting this to come in at $1,000, man. Like, that might not be too bad.
And like, well, I guess we're going to talk about it a little bit later too. But like, the people who are looking forward to this, they're going to drop $1,000 on this. Like,
they are, and 400 to 6. So let's just round that out to like 500,000, 500,000 units at 1,000. I could see them doing that because they've only shipped. What did they estimate? 5 to 6 million Steam Decks in 3 years. So like that would line up. I couldn't see them selling more. This could be a one and done run because I think that's what they've been doing with VR headsets. We haven't seen like a
they would do another run if like the demand was high enough, but they're
right. This is not what I want though. This is not what I want. This is not what I had hopes the Steam Frame would be. Just yet another $1,000 toaster to strap to my face. I want a $400 to $500. Now, I do believe that this one is going to be standalone. It is going to be wireless. You put it on and you get done. But I wanted it to be in that $400, $500 Meta price range without that Facebook stank on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you can play your Steam titles and it works with that. Like that, I could probably, as long as it didn't look too goofy, man.
I wonder, is there any sort of like iconic headwear in like the Valve franchise?
Iconic headwear?
Yeah, like a mask or something, right?
Like black glasses?
Maybe black glasses or like the TF2 engineer hat or something. Like it would need to like resemble something, right? Like the joke I used to make all the time was when they released the original Vive headset, if they bundled Alien Isolation with it and they had like a body kit that made it look like a face hugger, that would sell like hotcakes, right? Like, so I don't know. Like I think with there's like there's a level of goofy that you can have your headset look like as long as it resonates with people, right?
Well, there you go. I mean, you can put like different like TF2 hats with like pull down screens, or like what's his name? The who's the bull in the Portal 2? That guy.
Wheatley.
Wheatley, yeah, you can just have like a clamp-on version that goes around your neck.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, if it looks like one of the fucking things from Portal, right? Like, I think like if they made it look goofy in that way and like they committed and stuck the landing, it could work.
I don't know. I want a $400 or $500 like it doesn't. And again, I'm not expecting $1,000 headset quality. I'm looking for something like the Quest or
the Steam Deck of VR headsets.
Valve,
basically.
make me a $400 Beat Saber machine. All right, damn it. It's all I need.
No, it's literally just a thing you put on your head and you can clip your Steam Deck into it, like the fucking Nintendo Switch. This Nintendo Switch VR solution.
It comes with a full size floor stand tripod.
No, it's just literally made out of cardboard.
There we go. All right. Up next.
Genokids. It's a little bit of an unfortunate title of the game, but Genokids is one way you could pronounce that. It is a 4-player action spectacle brawler beat 'em up that has you swapping between one of 4 different anime band members in this musical band in a I want to call it a post-apocalypse something or other.
It's always the thing with like indie titles, like I've noticed it more and more and more is like the levels are empty, directly proportional to the budget of the game.
Yeah, and like that was the thing I noticed while watching the trailer here is like the cell shading and like the anime style helps this game like age better. Like in a couple of years, this game will probably look a lot better.
And than something we've said about like what is it, Borderlands, right?
Yeah, or like Code Vein or stuff like that, where like the more stylistic means that it will age more gracefully because you're like not trying to be realistic, and so you have that inherent suspension of disbelief. But like it also like the character designs are very, very busy, and it kind of masks a little bit. The backgrounds look really, really sparse. They're like this doesn't really like tell you a story via the environmental storytelling. People seem to really like it though. The combat seems to be legit. A lot of comparisons to DMC2 and Kingdom Hearts 2. There is a demo. I did not get a chance to play it today because I was too busy playing Final Fantasy Tactics. but yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw it, dude, I was like taking a look at it. I'm like, oh, cool. This is going to be like a rhythm game. Like,
yeah, I thought like Hi-Fi Rush. That was the other thing.
Right. You can play as like 4 band members. And I was like, okay, we got one of those on Linux. That's going to be pretty dope. But yeah, as you said, dude,
3D Charlie Murder, basically.
Could be, or an action brawler, which that's one of my favorite genres of games. You know, there's this like spectacle, combat, action stuff. Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, Nier, stuff like that. And you could have my attention with it. But yeah, that it has that art style. That's something I put in the notes. And when I say that art style, I want to go all the way back to like Crazy Taxi, right? Or like Jet Set Radio. But I don't know what that art style is in 2025 because I feel like that if we reach all the way back to like retro gaming.
See, I don't think it's quite Jet Set Radio. I think it's like your 12-year-old cousin's notebook drawings of what he thinks Jet Set Radio looks like. Because like it's Jet Set is a lot less anime, right? Like this is very like overtly anime designs. They have like the classic like big eyes, small mouth design. Jet Set like was more just generally cartoony.
It's got rankings on it. Like it's got the S tier.
Yeah. You A B C D S. Also, the other thing that this game does that I always like when games do. There was the PlayStation 2 Lord of the Rings games, and Full Metal Furies did this as well, where you can like swap your character mid fight and sort of like combo that way, which I think is like sort of like a tag in mechanic.
Marvel MB. Whatever. But like in like a brawler setting, and I was kind of that's pretty cool. Yeah, go try the demo out. I'm definitely going to try the demo out. I saw this. You remember Gate of Memories?
And Anima Gates of Memory. Yeah.
And like apparently that got a remaster, but it's Windows only. But I was curious, is like, oh, it was a remaster, dude. It was like one of those situations of like, where. Give me some AB. There's only like 2 ABs, and I'm like, I don't think that was a remaster. I felt bad. Felt bad for that. Plus, it was like twice the price. Hey, quit playing Unity games like Gang Beast because they will hack your computer into the Oblivion world, man. This is true.
Yeah.
Security advisory. I'm on the right one, right?
Yeah.
All right. This is check. Patch 1.28 for Gang Beast. Beautiful game. Fun game. Played it many times. Multiplayer.
Sharks.
Nobody still has any idea what we're doing, but it is fun. Bit of an update, a little bit of a patch. Now, backflips, less difficult now. Also, apparently you can do backflips in Gang Beast, which is great. But the important thing is updated Unity version since, the old one would eat your face off. And it's not just this older Unity title. It's all of them. So I've been seeing, if you check like news on Steam, there's a ton of games that have received updates, small patch notes, and they've just been doing the update for like Bridge Constructor Portal and a couple other titles that were very familiar. I'm like, I remember that game. So it's good to see that they're doing. Is it like really that big of an issue?
It has to do with like the custom URI handler support, where apparently you can like feed the game a URL that it will just like open and execute without having to like actually make a system call.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can enable remote code execution. It's certainly possible. So, you know, Unity does have a handy dandy binary patching tool because all of the Unity game EXEs are just zip files for all like the mono shit. So you can just pull out all of the old libraries and put in the new ones. And it should work pretty much the same. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see. A lot of I don't think Gang Beasts has custom servers, so I think it would be tricky to actually like implement this an attack through Gang Beasts specifically. But like for workshop stuff, for any games that allow like custom content, there's risk, right? And you don't want to put.
I definitely think about like that and like the difficulty multiplier of like what if you're downloading, you know, you're playing Gang Beasts like Razor 911, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Then you got other problems on top of that. I'm just gonna be real with you, but yeah,
the Gang Beasts is like $2.
Just pick it up. It's always DNS.
It's always Neverwinter, not DNS.
This is all you, man. Like, all
right. Yeah. So Neverwinter Nights, they have a bit of an update here. This is patch a little bit. I mean, it's considering some of their change logs.
You know what? Yeah, this is almost fits on one page. So yeah.
Right. This is a modest update for the NWEE team, right? Like they're working on shit. They got a couple new script functions. They have a new all of the crash reports now output in handy dandy TXT format, so you as a human being can read them. They removed some UI stuff that was causing some weird freezing and non-refresh behaviors. And finally, there is an issue where if you're connecting to if you are the master server and there is a DNS timeout, you're gonna have a bad time. So they have fixed that DNS problem here as well. So nothing too huge. No new game features. There was one thing that stood out to me. I wonder if Pedro ran into it. Well, apparently there's a keybind issue in non-English locales where sometimes they just like not work if you're in. Yeah. So as I know Pedro uses a Portuguese, I was going to say Brazilian Portuguese locale, but he uses the Brazilian locale for his computer. So yeah, I wonder if he ran into that because I know he plays a lot of this game.
I just got to imagine, like, I am trying to like fathom, because this is a game that was online in the dial-up days, like the code, like the origins, like this thing was designed to handle the latency of dial-up and the inconsistency. Like you got to have some issues, man. Like the first thing that came to mind, you guys might not know this, the original Linksys Wi-Fi router.
The blue one from the South Park episode, the internet. I definitely had one growing up.
I still got one. One port on it, man. Like
only one port, or was the one port still good on it?
Yeah. No, it's you got a WAN and a LAN. That's it. That was
a proper router. Yes, it does that.
It routes. Yeah, you can go plug a switch into it. The Wi-Fi version of that, they made a model to where it had the LAN port, but the WAN port was a dial-up modem.
Huh.
So you could route your dial-up throughout the house with Wi-Fi.
Oh God!
Yeah,
over like that. Would that have been like 802.11a or b at the time?
Whatever the Gen 1 stuff was. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, but like, I don't know. You were already used to waiting like 4 or 5 minutes for a web page, so I don't know. Like, you're throwing another minute on top of that. I don't know how bad that would actually feel. As like,
yeah, I'm just trying to imagine like how much like latency you had to like throw at the server, and like somebody's out there is like, no, this is an issue, but.
I'm trying to play Quake over my dial-up Wi-Fi.
Quake 3 over dial-up was not playable, but it was entertaining as hell to attempt to play because you could just unload on somebody, and there was usually about a full second, if not a little over a second, before the bullet decals registered on the actual server. And that was with a good ping. That was with like 120 ping. Yeah, it was wild times back then. So there you go, man. Like how much? Oh, it's $20 still. All right, that's not... There's a lot of game.
There is, and like the community content, it has like 20 years worth of community content.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
Nothing really complain about.
You will get your money's worth if you want to play Neverwinter Nights and you pay $20 for it. You can get $20.
It's almost worth it just to watch the heads wiggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can install the Dances with Rogue mods and stare at triangle boobies,
Really?
like we did back in the day. Yes.
Okay.
The nudie mods.
Oh, there was always. I know it has to exist now because the orny culture, but there was a legend, and it just did not exist back in the day, in the original Tomb Raider, of like a nude patch for Tomb Raider. Like that was internet mythology of like
those heavenly pyramids of delight,
Listen, man, it was early days. Also, those games are rough. I picked up Tomb Raider.
They're tank controls, right? Like,
well, they've been here. Okay, I got the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remasters, just a curiosity, and I loaded up the first one, and it does the thing where you can switch back and forwards.
Okay,
and they've adapted it for a controller, and like, oh god, it's still bad, dude. It has like what they did as a company to remaster it, whoever they port, it is infinitely worse than the open source engine re-implementation controller scheme, which is actually usable. Like it's tank controls kind of, but on a controller that have been wiggled with enough to where it just feels like really bad controls.
Right. Oh, yes. Oh, so it does the thing where they try to like map the tank control movement onto like the analog stick, and they just don't do it well.
It's not good. It's not good.
Well, maybe you need a simpler way of interfacing with your game. Is maybe just some points and clicks.
Well, we had a G button last week. Now we got a G engine.
Yes, Gingen. This is for the open source re-implementation of Gabriel Knight, the classic point and click adventure game. This is not 5.0. They have this came out a couple weeks ago. Couple big improvements here. They wanted to focus on stuff that users were complaining about. So saves will now remember where you are in the room and the states of puzzle objects. So previously, what would happen was if you would walk into a room, do like half of a puzzle and save and reload, you would reload the save as you entering the room, having not done any of the puzzles. So annoying, especially if you need to put the game down. That's been fixed. They've also drastically improved texture loading times. There's some advanced UI scaling options and control options, and also pathfinding is fixed, so characters don't walk into each other or get stuck on one another either. So that's always good.
Sierra Online, man.
Yeah. Never played Gabriel Knight. Always, it's been a name in the background. People talk about Gabriel Knight. Never personally played it. I think you're in the same boat, right?
Oh, 100%. Like, it was another game that people have been talking about forever. Maybe not in the same vein, but very much like that was like Alan Wake. I hadn't played Alan Wake until last year, the original. Mm-hmm. So it might have been. When you said Gabriel Knight, I'm like, I know the name, but I couldn't have told you if it was 2D, 3D, point and click. And I'm looking at the picture right now. You're in a room, day one. I have no idea. Like, what do you even do in Gabriel Knight?
I think you're solving a mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of those like mystery solving point and click adventure games.
But it is 3D.
Yes.
Okay. Neat.
There's I guess it's like similar to other games like Siberia and like
everybody's favorite 3D point and click adventure game, Amnesia.
Yes. Myst, where you can beat the game in 5 minutes because the entire game is just like finding the answer to these 3 puzzles that you need to do, and it's like, oh well, if you know the answers, you can just go do them. There's nothing stopping you.
It is just amazing. I remember playing Myst for the first time, like on the CD, and I was just like, the world is so big.
You know what would be really neat? You know it would be. I think if you wanted to make a killer VR version of Myst, just like a reimagining in VR, I think that could be a cool idea, right? Because it's all about like experiencing different worlds and like exploring stuff and like being able to like move around and physically inhabit the place. That could be kind of neat.
It depends on like how you could, like, if you could map it out, even older games like that, like even Seventh Guest would probably be interesting if they did it in VR, and something I feel like they've attempted that in VR. I don't know.
Maybe we need that Steam frame.
VR Tomb Raider. Like,
yeah.
See,
Vroom Raider.
Anything you get into that sounds like a great idea until, Jordan's got some weights over there on that fucking chair. Go hold one of those weights out in front of you. for like a minute. Yeah. That's
Okay.
probably a little bit more than a standard VR controller, but what are those,
5
twos?
pounds.
Oh,
Nice.
fives? Okay. Oh, those are pretty good.
I was using them to squish some crumpled magic cards.
Hey, man. Listen, have you tried ironing them?
No, because the book technique worked.
Okay.
But the trick is 2 bed sheets when you iron them.
I've seen the people using like the hot press to like use that for.
Oh man, I would love a pants press. I'd make pancakes on it. Because like I've always wanted to do that since I saw that one Three Stooges bit where they're making breakfast on the fucking iron with iron and the pancake press. Yeah.
I think it was about maybe 2 weeks in, but I got my first glass top electric range, and I was like, I got to make pancakes on it just once, and I did, and get it out of my system. It was fine. Good news, everybody. We are in the overwhelming majority of fussy, picky gamers. We're not good consumers. We don't.
No, we're bad credit card company customers.
We are, man. A little thing from man, even with like ad block on, Video Games Chronicles, it's really whooshy.
Yeah, now that it's embedded directly in, we don't have external ads now. They're just baked into the page.
You know what? I don't have a problem with it. I've never had a problem like in the old. If you want to show me an ad, give me an animated picture. Like I don't have a problem with it. But what I don't want is all telemetry, all the other crap, auto playing video. Like
loading random shit into your browser.
Yeah, like
Bitcoin miners. Yeah,
that nonsense, dude. Like show me an ad, old school. We can do with that. But they got a bit of a report. More than 60% of U.S. players only buy 2 games or fewer per year. A survey, and it's got a couple of different ways to look at this because, man, 18% of the players in the U.S. buy a new game every 6 months. 12% buy one about once a year. All right, and 33% of players buy a new game less often than once per year. And they did some maths on that, so yeah, we get 63%. 2 games or fewer a year, and only 4%, Jordan, said that they buy more than 1 game a month, which I wouldn't blink twice at somebody who was like, yeah, I pick up like a game every month. Like, I'm like, yeah.
If buying a game every month seems reasonable, beating a game every month seems like kind of like you are a professional streamer. Like that's kind of the pace you need to work at. But like,
right. But
like for most people, yeah, like one game a month or one game every 2 months seems pretty reasonable for the amount of time that like you a reasonable person would like have in the day, right?
Like how many games, even if somebody told me, like, hey, I normally pick up like, 2 or 3 games a month, I'd be like, I know people that spend way more money on that on way dumber shit every single month. So like,
that's true. And like, and again, like the other thing too is like humble bundles, all of this shit, right? Like years of humble bundles and Steam sales, and like considering like, what is the period of this data? I don't think I actually had a chance to read through the report. But if they're just like saying in the past year or so, people have built up like substantial libraries. It is easy to get if you just want to like own 100 games. You can own 100 games like really cheaply, and you will have a lot to play for an extended period of time. So yeah, like not needing to buy new games every quite frequently is like is a pretty reasonable thing. But we have seen, I ran into this with Final Fantasy Tactics. They had the regular base version, and then they had like the deluxe version, which comes with a couple pay to win items. So it's like, oh, you can start the game with these powerful items if you want to pay us $20 more, or if you want to pay us $40 more, you can get like the deluxe soundtrack edition, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, people, and those are the things that are making money. The companies are going after whales now because right now that's where the money is. People aren't like most folks are sticking with like either free to play games or subscription models where they're only like really paying for the one game, right?
A lot of people like I don't even know if this takes into account like mobile, right?
Yeah, well, we're talking about PC gaming
about
here.
PC gaming.
Yeah.
And this was part of the Q3 2025 Future of Video Games survey.
Oh no, this is video games, period.
Yeah.
So I guess that could theoretically include mobile. I mean, we're
games for your Steam Deck, mobile games.
Yeah, mobile games.
Yeah.
Game Boy games. But like also this article is based off of a graph that was posted on Blue Sky. I am not seeing the actual report, so we can't get any sort of like
I'm sure it's
grain
like
detail.
paywalled.
Yeah. Which is really unfortunate, because I would love to have like some actual solid statistics to like discuss, but instead we have a graph.
We got a graph. Look at this graph, damn it.
Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh.
Here's a very different metric, I think, for a lot of people, myself included, is maybe as a byproduct of not buying one or two games, much less like AAA games, every month. I will buy a game if it looks really good. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to play that. You know you're going to play it, even if there's no way you're not going to get something out of it. I'll buy it. Yeah. Oh, look, it's $70. Not going to be happy about it. Yeah, I'm just like, fine, I'll buy it. Or it's like 90% off. Like you just stumble across it and like, hey, it's like 80, 90% off. I'm like, I wanted to play that like 5 or 6 years ago, and I never and it wasn't even like a price thing then. You're like, but I never thought. I'm like, yeah, I'll pick that up for like $5, sure, whatever. Then I might never play it. It'll go to my 200 plus games that I've never opened.
The island of misfit games, yeah.
And yeah, that's a different way to look at it. And the amount of indie titles, see, that's where I would like finer grain information. Because if you told me you buy 5 or 6 games a month, we're immediately thinking AAA. Like, no, you could be talking about $9.99 like bangers like Lethal Company and
original Hollow Knight.
Yeah, original Hollow Knight, Silksong, indie titles that are just a couple of bucks. And I think there's a lot of money being made by people delivering these games that are not, ginormous AAA studios. Baldur's Gate, right?
Baldur's Gate was made by had like substantial financial backing. It's not like Larian hadn't been like pumping out RPGs for like well over a decade.
Silksong.
Silksong's a better example, yeah, or Lethal
Company, right? Or Megabonk, which is doing gangbusters, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there. I think like there's definitely a lot of money. It is less concentrated than say in like the AAA space, and yeah, and again, I get not the thing that I brought up briefly at the beginning was like subscription games and like free to play. That does not, these people spend a lot of money on via those avenues. That's not really counted in this. Like they're not counting Game Pass. I guess no one's counting Game Pass anymore since the price hike, but that's another thing.
Did you hear how people get around that though?
Oh, people are getting around this now.
Yeah, gift cards.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't print new gift cards, so people just ran out and bought like enough for like the next couple of years at the regular price. Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to try and do something scummy. Is like, these gift cards aren't valid anymore.
We're invalidated, unless they're immediately used all at once. Yeah, because
it's itchy and scratchy money, right? Like,
well, that's the old thing. Like, I didn't know how they work, and I was talking to Ogie. He was like, yeah, you buy a gift card, it's like 1 year. So like, it's not like a dollar amount; it's like 1 year of Game Pass.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm good until like 20, whatever. I'm like, okay. Sure.
Fascinating. I guess the marketing department didn't think about that. Apparently, but that was the thing we were talking about it last week. Apparently, Game Pass was like actually relatively profitable for what it was doing. It was just not making gangbusters money to like match all the fucking AI investments that they're doing.
It's all listen. They got to get back to working on Windows 12.
Right.
Yeah. All right. You want to tell everybody about a Neo Geo that no one's...
We got to talk about...
we got to talk about that.
Yeah, we got it's not quite a Neo Geo, but it sucks about as much power as well.
Well, I mean, we were glazing... What was it last week?
Oh, yeah, the G button.
The G button.
The G button. And now this is for the ROG button. This is ROG Control Center, ROG Perf Tuner, I should say. And this is a project that is essentially just meant to like do all of the Windows app LED synchronization stuff.
What in the absolute hell is Deep Wiki? That sounds
Deep Wiki.
Dirty. Yeah, did you see this?
Oh, Oh, is that like AI wiki now? Oh god,
I'm not clicking it, dude. Like,
yeah, it's gonna give you like the fucking Encyclopedia Dramatica.
If someone's like, yeah, his screen name's Deep Wiki, I'm like, all right.
All right, what does he know about Nixon? But yeah, no, for any of like the ROG LED settings, that kind of stuff, this is an app that will handle this all. It will handle your custom fan curves. It will handle per game settings if you want to like set like Proton or launch options. If you don't want to like muss around through the Steam UI or through Lutris or Heroic or whatever. And it comes as a handy dandy app image as well. You will need to install some software. They do have an Arch install. You may need to do the Debian Fedora foo if you're trying to install this on your system for it to be able to hook into the various command line utilities to manage all of the stuff that it's managing. But yeah, if you've got a ROG laptop and you want it to look all pretty and blast rainbows at you, check this out.
And your fan control. And something that really stuck out to me is like this thing's got game configurations per game, dude.
Yeah.
Like, this game, let it use the integrated graphics, not the NVIDIA. And you can
and you can also like associate it with all like the LED settings and shit too.
Yeah, dude. Launcher skip options, NT sync, and I'm like, whoa, that's going above and beyond, man. And again, I will always champion this stuff. I ran into this like right after the other one we talked about because these are great tools because people want that familiar-ish UI that they're accustomed to. And this, has all the advantages of not having all the packed in like telemetry data spyware that, ASUS is loved for.
Yeah. Also, I mean, like, let's be real. It is fucking inconvenient to open up a command line like echo 1 and to proc sys enter UUID of the particular controller that you're trying to control slash
you know
1 slash
about
FD slash
the hack job that is my NVIDIA fan control application.
my shell script that manages my fan control. Yeah.
00 space dash forward dash what? Yeah.
And and every time if you can't run it on this computer because the UUID changes on every machine.
Listen, if it's bad enough to where you've scripted it and set it as a startup, like, it's pretty bad.
Then if someone offers you the GUI to do it, you're like, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Sure.
I'll click the button. Yeah.
We'll do that. All right. Now I'll tell you about NeoGeo.
Not the Pocket.
No, man.
Because when I hear NeoGeo, I always think of NeoGeo Pocket.
Really?
That was the one that made it up to Canada. So
okay. I was going to ask, and like, I assume they were like in the States, but like in in Canada, the NeoGeo arcade cabinets.
Oh no, those were definitely around too. But like, I was a dumb kid. I didn't know what the fuck the difference was between the arcade cabinets.
Well, I mean, but I think that's where a lot of people were exposed to Samurai Showdown, Metal Slug, because like and if you're wondering, like maybe you didn't even pay attention, those were the arcade cabinets that traditionally had a couple of games in them, which made them unique. Mm-hmm. But you would also find them at like big box stores and stuff like that because you didn't need like 6 arcade cabinets. You could just have the Neo Geo cab with like 4 or 5 games in it and call it a day. So that's what I think about my first exposure to Neo Geo. And of course, they made the home units, the AES systems, and later on the Neo Geo 3D. But during the time between the 2D cabinets that they rolled out, which were just amazing for what they were, and the Neo Geo CD and all the home stuff, they tried their hand at the 3D craze. They did. There was legitimate attempts at making 3D versions of games like Samurai Showdown, and that arcade system was called the Neo Geo 64. Very original naming. They weren't going after, the
hyper Neo Geo 64.
The Nintendo 60. You could just throw a 64 around at the end of anything back then. It was the style. And I had no idea that this cabinet existed, and it was never a home unit. And there's a good reason, because it only stuck around for roughly 2 years, and they're like, all right, nobody is into that. That launched in 1997, man. Nobody liked it. Didn't make them any money. And if you go and find some video footage of this thing running, you'll understand why, because you got to look at the contemporary game, 3D fighting games.
Tekken,
Virtual Fighter was out, and man, I really kind of want to pull up. Can we find some video of Samurai Showdown 64?
The one that had the art in the article was Rally.
Oh,
or Extreme Rally. That was the
Extreme Rally. Let me see.
not this one. It's lower.
Yeah, that's PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of this section here. Yeah. Hyper Neo. Oh, they have this one, and then they had the Extreme Rally on the near the bottom.
Here we go. Here's some Final Fight. I mean, it's not trash.
That's about on par with Virtua Fighter. For like,
it's got Mortal Kombat 4 era quality with like 3D fighting.
Yeah, no, again, Mortal Kombat on the N64. It's about average for the contemporaries.
Let me see. Now this again, Samurai Showdown 64 looks horrible. It does not look good.
Oh no, they're doing the Tekken like arena rotation thing.
Yeah. Like I think it would like the Final Fight, they just kind of stuck with the 2.5D.
Yeah. And
yeah, they went with a Virtua Fighter Tekken thing like that.
Soul Calibur style, yeah.
And again, does it look good for like 1999 or 97 first try for 3D? Yeah, it does, but like doesn't really have the same charm, and you might have never heard of it. But the reason we're talking about this is somebody really wanted to get this up and running. This rarity, this bit of a gem of an arcade system, the arcade board, and it took them 20 years to get it sorted. Man, they've been working on it on and off, and I thought this is just an amazing amount of dedication to, and it now works with MAME. Here's the story. That's the thing you've been waiting on right there. You can play all 7 games that were released for this system in the arcades.
Yeah. People really need their Extreme Rally and Super Samurai Showdown 64. Yeah, and like a lot of those 20 years were just spent like because a lot of when you're doing this reverse engineering, it's a lot of trial and error. And in this case here, the trial and error was just going fucking nowhere. And then someone was able to dump the IO microcontroller, and a dude named David Haywood was able to write an CPU emulator that was able to interface with it. And that was kind of the start. That kind of unlocked everything to make this work. And a lot of the work now is being done on the sound emulation because it was sounding like complete poo-poo. I don't think we're going to play the sound for you here, but it is definitely a lot better. It definitely sounds like arcade quality sound at this point.
I mean, the rally games got, I think, then again, this was a weird time too. This is when like you could actually get arcade quality-ish at home. Like this looks on par with like a PlayStation 1 game.
Well, and when I say arcade quality, I'm thinking also like coming through the shitty arcade speakers. There are the cabinet speakers, like that you're like trying to listen to while all the other cabinets are blasting in the background as well. So like it sounds reasonable. So yeah, it was David Haywood, Richter Belmont, which I'm glad he has a hobby outside of vampire hunting or Dracula hunting, and Oliver Galabert, and someone only known as Happy, which I'm going to imagine is the little pink donkey guy from the Happy show on Sci-Fi with Christopher Maloney, which was great. I like that show a lot.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt voiced him, but yeah. So they were able to get a lot better sound emulation. It actually kind of sounds like the games that you're emulating, which is pretty good. It's important when you're trying to replicate the arcade experience.
Well, we got this, and what was it, like last month, somebody cracked the like laser active add-on for the Mega Drive, which I didn't know there was a laser disc add-on for the Genesis.
Is that literally what it is? So it's a laser disc like player for it?
For laser disc games.
Ha.
Yeah.
What games were released on Laserdisc, Ben?
Dude, I just watched a video. Let me see if I'm Mega.
What was released on Laserdisc? I have to know.
Disc. Mega Drive.
Okay. Like Dragon Slayer. Laser Active. Laser Active. Hybrid Laserdisc player. Okay, so it was actually for playing Laserdisc.
Oh yeah, you could play Laserdisc on it. Somebody like got this cracked or working, something like that. Oh, yeah, like Dragon Quest and things like that.
Really? Dragon? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Pioneer Laser Active, man. Like, it's pretty cool, man. Fantasy Star.
Fantasy Star, all right.
Playing other games.
What other games? Is there Sonic? Oh my god, there is Sonic for CDX? What?
I don't know, dude.
It looks crappier than the console version or the cartridge version. I don't know.
Oh, and it also do Sega CD too. Which I guess is obvious, right?
I guess.
Oh, here we go. Mega LD games.
Aha.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Pyramid Patrol.
Pyramid Patrol.
Pyramid Patrol.
That looks like a low-res version of like
Panzer Dragoon, yeah.
Laserdisc.
That's the Jeopardy font.
Was that it? Was that the game that came?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, hang on.
Road Persecutor and Time Gal.
Road Blaster, Time Gal. Okay, so 3 games.
Fascinating. 3 games.
Pyramid Patrol. Yeah, like I had no idea.
But like that's the goal of MAME, right? Like so many of these fucking cabinets, otherwise they're just gonna be lost to time, right? They're just gonna physically break. You're not gonna be like the if shit's on Laserdisc, right? Like that media is gonna like physically degrade. You want to archive that and have some way to like play it, right? Otherwise it just goes away forever.
How come we never got, because everybody knows, like, if you got a pressed CD or DVD, something that you bought, like those are pretty golden, man. Like I would expect those things to be around in a century. Ones that you burned are already bad. Ones that you burnt 10 years ago, you're probably looking at like 35+% failure rate on those things. Why? It's just the die that's in there. Why couldn't we get a system at home where we can press our own CD? I wanted to be like, clunk. Like,
no,
all right, there we go.
It could do your pants and your pancakes too.
I'm telling you, man. You might have been too young for that transition of going to the arcade was a thing. Like you would have a home port of like Mortal Kombat 2. You might be playing on your Mega Drive or your SNES. That was it. Option A and B. But there was value to going to the arcade to get the real experience, man. Because there was still that shift of quality and like you felt like you were practicing on like the training dummies at home with like the little guys, and then you'd go play the real one.
So I never ran into that. I felt for me it was more there were just like more games at the arcade that were more and different games that were available at the arcade that were just like not available on like my N64 or like my Game Boy at the time, right? Like and like a lot of times I would associate arcade games with like they have some sort of like bespoke controller setup, or like they'll have like the driving wheel, or they'll have like the board with like 4 people on it, so you can like do the fucking cow beat 'em up. Heroes of Moo Mesa, that was the one. That kind of stuff. I don't know. I didn't. There was a very clear divide between like these are arcade games versus these are the home versions, and I guess like it wasn't so for fighting games, but I didn't play a lot of fighting games growing up.
Okay,
so yeah.
Yeah, that was always my direct, like a very real thing for me. It was like getting Mortal Kombat 1. I'm like, I can practice at home now without having to feed money into the machine. And like, I can get good, then I can take it to the arcade and like throw down, which I guess by the end of the 90s, dude, like what, 97, 98, like the systems that you had at home, like PlayStation 1, definitely like PlayStation 2, dude, like you already had the arcade game at home.
Yeah. Definitely like PS2, Xbox era. Yeah, that's really when arcades started to disappear.
Yeah, there was no drive to go there. I mean, outside of like, yeah, I guess you could play the games, but like the games that you bought at home were designed from the ground up to like take your money from you. They were a lot more fun.
Well, so some of them were designed so that you can't beat them in a weekend, so that you had to actually buy them instead of rent them. That was a problem with the game design for a while.
That's an interesting little bit of a renting games.
Game rentals, man.
Yeah,
that was how I played most of my games, right? Like, fuck buying them.
That was like a special of there wasn't like you can't rent games or anything. It was just not something that I would traditionally do. But yeah, we definitely like, I would rent a game or two, like a NES game or something like that. I remember renting Super Mario Brothers 3.
I rented a lot of N64 games. That was mostly what I was renting games for.
All right. Right on.
My friend had his modded Xbox so that he could rent games and then rip them and then just play them off the hard drive.
Dude, like I was out of cut. Like it had to been a field day with those first gen, like with like the Dreamcast. It's like, nah, there's no copy protection. I don't know if you who's got a CD burner? All your nerd friends, dude. We all got them. I think the limiting factor back then was
the Sega Saturn copy protection was good luck fucking emulating this hardware, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then cartridges, like later on, like I was reading the wrong magazines because I've watched these people who get like the Super Nintendo dumper that I saw, which was just an attachment you put in the top of the Super Nintendo and you put a floppy disk in it and you hit dump. Which then the guy was showing the magazines like, yeah, you could just buy it out of the back of a magazine. I was like, where were these magazines?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I would have been like 14 and like in prison because I would have been selling those, man.
What'd they get you for? I copied some floppies.
Copy the floppies, man. You copy those floppies. Get him. Take him down.
Garrett, shoot him. He's got a floppy. Play him.
All right. That's going to do us for tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us live on Twitch, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Go check out the pre-super shows where we talk about the other stuff. We want the live and uncut experience, patreon.com/LinuxGameCast. And if you want to leave a comment, let us know what's going on. You can do that in the YouTube comment section or head over to LinuxGameCast.com where we get a contact button with an email address that you can send and we will see it. Also, when was it? I think Thursday morning or maybe Friday morning, Eastern Time at between 00 a.m. What is that time?
Midnight?
Midnight is like midnight 01.
Yeah, I usually say like midnight 59, midnight 30.
Yeah. That weird one, like between that and there was like a 7-minute period where I was installing a new SSL cert on the website. So just in case you happened to hit that, it was like invalid, we didn't get hacked. That is so quick these days, dude.
It is. The problem too is I have fucking certbot running in Kubernetes, so I don't even think about it anymore. I annotate my pod and it just manages it for me.
I had to do this one because my paid one. And I was like, I'm not real. There's no advantage to a paid SSL cert anymore, kids. Like there never was. Let's be honest. But like,
it was a racket. Oh, you want extended validation? What the fuck does that mean?
She's thinking, you know, the undercoating on the car, dude. I just swapped that out with a Cloudflare thing. But yeah, I had to do it manually. So it was like, but yeah, you do it, then you immediately check it, and you're like, it's still. You're like, leave it alone.
Let the cache expire.
Yeah, just chill out for a second, come back 5 minutes, and like, boom, all synced up, good to go. So yeah, there's your explanation for that. Come check out all the awesome craziness I get up to over at Interfacing Linux. If you are a content creator or somebody who likes playing around with just PCs and you remember when they were fun, well, you know what? They still are. They didn't forget about you. Take a break from being a doomer. Come do something, put a smile on your face. You got questions, thoughts, hints, or allegations. I'm there to help you out with that. Maybe show you something interesting. And of course, I got a forum over there. You want to ask some questions? You want to deal with YouTube comments? You want to deal with the information void that has become Discord or the Reddits or the social medias? Happy to have you. Plenty of conversations going on. And of course, the YouTubes and everything attached. I got a couple of interesting projects coming up at the end of the month and beginning of next, man. Stay tuned for it. But that's going to do it for tonight. So let's go ahead. I'm going to light this up and cue the music. You can always find us right here, twitch.tv/LinuxGameCast plus at G plus minus /2
at symbol bang ampersand NBSP
plus your friend's ICQ number. Yeah, there we go. That'll get you right there. You can get a hold of me. I'm just Vin Stone on everything, man. You can find me Mastodon, X, not Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account. We got FaceHaze. I got a FaceHaze account. I think that's the name of it.
Spacehay.
Spacehay. Thank you.
They should just change it to Spacebook and just like embrace the.
Yeah. Just rename it to Space Skype. All right. That way it'll stick in my head. And of course, Mastodon. You can find me there. Jordan.
I'm Jordan. MAME can never emulate me despite their best efforts. They're gonna try, but they're never gonna dump my IO microcontroller. It's so micro. Follow me on Blue Sky at Frojo at bsky.social or on Mastodon at Frojo at mass.linuxgamecast.com.
Also, spaceskype.com might be available.
Aww.
Maybe.
Neat.
More ankles this week.
Oh,
you got
so
two
sexy.
ankles. I mean, listen. Maybe you get
we
three.
got ankles, and I know how to dankle them.
Cankles for your... What the hell are cankles? I've never looked.
Calf ankles. It's when you don't have, like, visible ankles.
Oh, is that all that is?
Yeah. We got to thank our advisors, Arthur, and we got to thank our executive producers, Barbara M. Scott, Atomic134, Drummer, The Targos, and our little Nicky Fins, Eggy, Basil, and Empty.
Sea Monsters, John, Dirty Dean, Angel, Dementor, System TRL, Rider X, Machida, Nemo, Veritanuda, Truggy, and Mike.
We got Death Notes, Ridisk, Mark, Oil of Hope, Benjamin Nova, Chad, Romeo, Martin, Renee, Leonardo, Kim, Chris, Jill, Sheeps, and Steve.
And all the beautiful cheerlings. All the beautiful cheerlings.
Goodbye, cheerlings.
And of course, our leader play is Sandy and Shoddy. So, do you know what cankles are if you spell it with a K?
No?
Well, it's obviously the Lithuanian folk instrument that showed up.
Oh, the conkles. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's spelled, cankles is spelled with a C, everybody.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been dropping that educational shit in your face right at the end. You thought you were going to get out well?
Go Lithuania.
Cankles for everybody. Identify everyone. See you next week.
I guess it's like a kantele.
Kantele?
A kantele.
It looks
it's a string instrument.
Yeah, I mean, it is, yeah. That looks like that other thing that looks like that. There we go. That's what I'm trying to communicate.
Like a harp or...
5 dudes.